sewing only one side, short side, at 1/4 inch seam allowance. This is the only part that needs prior preparation for overlocking. I trim the edge just like you saw, turn it, I pull out the corner, the fly facing, I finish the curved edge. And so here you see that I have finished the seams, the edges. I have attached the zip to the shield, aligning the edge of the tape with the overlocker seam. You see that I did not force the tape to be exactly straight at the top, because here it will naturally push apart, and if you will force it, then your zip will push another part of your pants apart and it will be visible in the finished fly. So here's attached. The next step, I will finish this. So here I'm finishing the left, on my left right now, part of the front. Sew it with the usual seam allowance. On my right side, I'll need to sew on the zip. Zip is currently attached to the fly shield. So I'm going to use full seam allowance on the shield and only half seam allowance on the pant. Like this. And now I can top stitch close to the edge here, and this part will be finished. Right. So now I have to stitch close to the zip, but I cannot use my normal foot because it will push, the zip will push it out of the way, so I'll have to use a zip foot to get my stitching done. Okay, it's done. Got my top stitched zip. The next step will be joining two parts together. So here I got my zip and finished side on the other side. So what I did is marked the actual center front from the notch down along the zip, and now I will have to match this edge with the mark. Then you, with a stitch or sew or baste these two pieces together, and at the back you'll have to sew your zip tape to the facing. So here I temporarily just sewn it on. Then I fold this away and I find my zip. Here it is. And then I grab together the zip tape and the facing. Here it is. Pin them together. Flip it over. Remember that you do not have to force this tape in a straight position. Sew it close to the zip tape edge. Will be all your temporary sewing. So now I'm going to sew two fronts together. Right, let's check. The next step would be to edge stitch this part of the trouser and top stitch the fly. Get it as close as possible. Here it is. And after that, the seam will be top stitched. So what I did here is quickly basted these two parts shut and drawn fly top stitching line. Put this here. And of course, remember that your shield is pinned away, out of the way. Then I will have to sew again the parallel line 5 millimeters below the previous one. Here I will sew bar tags, all the decorative things, and it will be also stitching covering up this part here. And to finish off our pants, I need to finish this seam here. To do that, I push my seam allowances to the left and I'll have to sew starting from my top stitching edge like so, and then the second part, second time 5 millimeters from the previous seam. I've got my seam here. On trouser fronts I need to sew one here and across here, reinforcing the seam. The next one will be sewn right through to hold the fly shield down. Here's the front and here's the back.